Hey everyone, Mango7Roll here. How we doing today? Welcome to another Epic 7 video, and today it's basically Christmas. Think of it as Christmas morning. We're opening up to this wonderful patch. There are so many things happening. I'm honestly not gonna go through it all. I'm gonna touch on some things, but if I go through every single last word, we'll be here for like an hour. So I'm just gonna go through what I think are the important and exciting parts, and you guys can read the rest, no problem. So first things first, Kayron, we're getting him. I'm not going to be pulling for him. I do not think you should either, just with Christmas coming around, just as a heads up. He doesn't look terrible. He actually looks pretty solid. I'm not pulling for him because he's a guy. Just let me get that through people's head, because I know people will say he's not a waifu. Mango's not going to pull for him. It's not that. One, I don't like armored units. Two, we're getting up to Christmas. Three, I'm more attracted to like a Bazaar style instead of a Chiron style. Like, you can tell the aesthetics difference. Although he is pink, like magenta color, which does make me happy. But let's get into his skills. He's got a really interesting skill set. He's got three things that work together. He's got his first skill, which decreases hit chance and deals damage proportionate to his lost HP. He's got Immortal Will, which keeps him immortalized when he takes killing damage. Mortal damage, lethal damage, that's the word, Mango. So this one kind of confuses me. If he's at 100% HP and he takes lethal damage in one hit, does he immortalize instantly? Or does he go down to 1 HP and then get immortal? I'm not sure. I think he goes down to 1 HP because his first skill deals damage proportionate to his lost health, so it just makes sense, but I'm not sure. They don't specifically say that. And also, when he is buffed, and they also don't say if he's buffed by Immortal Will or attack buff, whether or not that procs there, he will get an AoE attack on his first skill, which is pretty cool too. His third skill is just a big damage dealing attack that gives him attack buff as well. And they also don't say if they get attack buff before or after the damage, because those are two very different things. The same thing happens with my ML units, either Auxiliary Lots or ML Mercedes. Doesn't say when they get the attack buff, and it's kind of confusing. So that's enough about him. Let's talk about the one we care about here, and that is ML Chloe. Let's talk about her skill intro here. Look at this, look at this.
VIP treatment is
oh my god, that wink. They know what they're doing. They also know what they're doing with this here, with that face. That's like the cutest face ever. So she's meant to be a maid. I was not expecting a Soul Weaver. I don't know what I was expecting, but it was not a Soul Weaver. She's really cool. She's got first skill that stuns. Stun is always one of the better things you can do, especially for PvP, and she seems more like a PvP style unit. Probably go up to 35%, maybe 40% stun rate on her first skill. The cool thing about her, though, is her second skill. She's got a passive that heals herself and the lowest HP ally at the start of every turn. And this is something that is going to be way better if we ever get something like Violent Runes, which makes you go twice. Because you'll be able to proc that twice. That's insane. Something like Perna, you'll know what I'm talking about with that. And we have VIP treatment, which entertains all allies with VIP treatment, granting revive and increased attack for 3 turns. So super, super, super cool. I want her so bad. I hope we get her in one of the 60-ish ML scrolls we have going, and I hope it's on my main and not an alt. We also have Assassin Sid. He looks like he's built, honestly, I don't know Sid's regular skill set, but reading his third skill here, it kind of reminds me of what regular Sid's third skill does. But it also poisons on his first one here, based on speed, of course, so it looks like you're going to build him the same way, and he looks insane. It looks like he's going to be, like regular Sid, just neutral to all elements, which is really cool. We also have 2 new artifacts. I'm trying to go through this quick because I want to get to the important parts, by the way. We have Celestine, which is like the other one. I forget the name of it, but the one that heals whenever you cast a spell that isn't a heal. This is the same, but with a basic attack, so it's really good on somebody like Diane, who doesn't do any healing with their first skill. And it also is really good on Diane, because she gets so many turns, she gets so many auto attacks. We also have Ambrot here, which is the 4-star, and that increases damage dealt by your basic skill by 20% when it's maxed, which actually isn't pretty terrible. It's actually quite good for a lot of people. Maybe somebody like Ravi might be good at this. I'm not sure yet how that math adds up compared to something like the 5-star artifacts. Probably not as good, but it's there for somebody like me who doesn't have access to them. So next up here is Ranger exclusive, so exclude everything I just said. I was realizing that as I said it. So there's tons of more things going on here. I don't want to go through all this, but long story short, we've got a hero recall system coming out, which is insane. We all know this was coming. I'm hoping we don't break the game. I'm hoping the server's not down forever. I'm hoping this goes smoothly. I am definitely recalling some people, especially from what I've heard about T-Area. I haven't read her stuff yet. Just keep that in your mind. So far, I do not know what's happened to her. I just know it's not good. So pretty excited about that. That goes until the 27th, so we've got 2 weeks to decide. This is a really exciting one. Royal Capital as Macallis, and it sounds just like a raid in an MMO, and I'm really excited about this. I don't know what to say about it until I actually get to try this out today, and I will try this out today on stream with you guys too, so if you want to see this in action, please come check us out on Twitch today. I'm not going to go through this, but I do want to look at the equipment here. So these are some of the equipments we're getting. As you can see, they're pretty solid. Tier 5 gears with insane substats. Like, you can't get much better than that. And same with this one. You really can't get much better than that, if you can even get better. There's also dual set, which is a 2-set thing. I thought it was going to be 4-set, but 2-set works too. And this kind of stresses me out. I was really hoping immunity was a 4-set, but it is a 2-set in this game, just like Summoner's War. So we can expect in later. By the way, every time I say just like Summoner's War, there's somebody in YouTube comments that says, don't compare this to Summoner's War, different games every single time. It's really not, just so you know, that one guy who always says that. Grants immunity to self for 1 turn. So you're going to see an endgame arena, basically everybody having a set of these just because it is so important to negate that first hit. Like, imagine the difference of a team having full immunity turn 1 against a team that has Judge Kisei. Like, what's going to happen, right? She's going to use her AoE, do a little bit of damage, and nothing's going to happen, and then she's going to die. So pretty cool there. Also, a ton of cool things. We have Standoff with Chiron, and this is pretty cool. It looks like it's a great way to farm charms, and it also looks like we can get the Ambrote artifact here, which is cool. I'm not sure what the rate is. 20%. I love how they say the rate. So 20% chance to get this artifact, and I think that's pretty good, right? Like, this is an insanely good starter artifact for all free-to-play players, or even people like me who don't have access to other ones. Granted, it's a Ranger exclusive, which is feeling like one of the people that doesn't really need it. Like, I want to put this on my Yuna, but I don't want to take away her Rose Hargana. So it's kind of tough there. Like, I'd love to see this on a Warrior or something instead. Okay, that's this one here. Let's go to the juicy bits. Jesus, I don't even want to read all this. There's some stuff here. So let's look at the buffs and or nerfs. So this is the sketchy part. I have not read these yet. We've got Dingo here. I'm really hoping Dingo turns better. I love his character design. I love his solar hands. So first off, his material repair cuts the enemy with a cleaver with 35% chance. And a 30% chance to activate Quick Grill. Honestly, I don't know which of his abilities are what, but 30% chance to proc an extra skill sounds really fun. I don't know if that's a huge buff or not. I mean, it sounds like a huge buff, but we'll see if that makes him usable. We also have Balin Senzan, and again, I wish I knew all these characters. I don't know them specifically, but you can see what it does before and see what it does now. 65% chance up to 85% chance. So they upped his hit rate by 15%, which is pretty solid. 70% is very not reliable, but 85% is. 85% almost feels like 100% to fail every time, but it's pretty close to 100%. What's next? Euphine. This is one I'm excited about. I pulled the Euphine recently, and I'm hoping it's good. So before granting increased attack, ooh, awesome. So she self-buffs, and this is one of the things we were talking about before. This says before granting increased. So this implies that this one goes before she, wait, no, it's the other way around, right? Attacks with a Dragon Howl, dispelling 1 buff from all enemies, chance to silence before granting increased attack. So that's saying, she's going to grant the attack and speed after she does this. So that's implying the other ones do buff it before the damage. Am I understanding that right? Please let me know in the comments below, because that one really confuses me. This one kind of makes sense because this isn't your damage dealing one, right? You want to use this and then maybe do her big skill. So this will give you the buffs for her big skill. We've also got adjusting damage from Kali. Damage dealt proportionate to the caster's speed. Activating ambush again. Okay, that's what happened. Okay, I don't really know much about Kali. I'm going to skip through Kali because I don't know her character. This is the one we're here for, and that's Tieria. So this is already bonkersly huge. The base speed value has been reduced from 108 to 96, and I really don't like this. I don't like how my webcam is also super unfocusing all the time. I need to fix that. I really don't like this change just because it doesn't fit her character. Like, if she needed a nerf somewhere, I feel like it shouldn't be to make her super slow, because she's not a super slow character. She loves traveling. She just, like, moves pretty quickly. It just doesn't make sense to me that they would do that. So the next thing is the Dance of Sands is only applied during attack and excludes the caster. I was expecting this. They didn't lower the combat readiness here. When Soul Break is used, decreased defense debuff is cancelled, and the damage dealt has changed from being proportionate to the target's current health to the target's max health. Okay, the caster's crit damage and target's defense are also affected. Awakening will now cause the damage dealt to increase. Soul Break after. Okay, so they just got rid of her defense buff. That's unfortunate. That's what I thought they were going to keep. I thought for sure Tieria was still going to be on my team because of the defense break. It didn't matter what they did to anything else. I don't have any reliable defense breakers, so this is pretty bad. I told everybody that I didn't expect her to be hit too hard, but this is a really hard hit. But honestly, this also just goes to show how good combat readiness boosters are, because even with these changes, she's still probably going to be pretty solid. Maybe not as good as some of the other combat boosters, but she's still going to be pretty solid. I'm definitely refunding her though after these changes. I like her a lot. I like her character a lot, but I feel like I can put those resources somewhere better, and I like having that spot available now. It actually makes me really happy not to have to use her everywhere. So while this is pretty brutal, I'm not surprised, because it's going to give a lot of freedom elsewhere, which makes me happy. I'm kind of surprised they attacked her from all angles though, right? Like, I'm really scared to read the other people's if this is Tieria's, because I feel like you could have just taken away her defense break and she would have been great. You could have taken away some of her combat readiness and she would have still been great, but not overpowered. But instead they took both. So interesting there. I bet a lot of people, I would love to read the forums right now, just so you're clear. I haven't read Reddit or anything yet. So you've got Ellison Changes. I'm actually hoping they kill Ellison because I don't like using Ellison. So the cooldown has increased. This is what I was expecting for Ellison, just like a 2-turn cooldown increase. This is the same thing I was expecting from Ricorous, either removing a buff or increasing the cooldown. Cooldown for the skill Cheer has been increased, and continuous healing. Oh, that's Ricorous. That's Ricorous. Okay, so that's all they did, was just 2-turn cooldown for Ellison. That's still good. He's still insane. It just means you don't have 100% uptime. Ricorous here. Cooldown for the skill Cheer has been increased for 1 turn, and continuous healing. Okay, so they did both of the things I said, which is expected because this is something they need. He still is keeping the speed buff, which is really important, and he's still keeping the cooldown, which is really important. So Ricorous is probably still one of the better units in the game, and he's probably still going to be the cornerstone of a lot of teams. Just to keep that clear, don't be sad if you got Ricorous. Church of Ilrios Axir. Wow, this is such a big patch, guys. Like, I don't even know what to say at this point. This is so much information. Changes have made to the skill Disconnect so that the critical hit inflicts bleeding for 1 turn and does not increase attack. Okay, honestly, I don't really know Ilrios's axe skill set before, but it looks like it's still going to be good, just not as good as before. They're also killing Muchacha too. But it's kind of makes sense because you have to remember, even though Muchacha is not used much right now, he will be the second Tieria's nerf. So they needed to do both at once. Otherwise, he's just going to take Tieria's spot. They did the same sort of thing here, and not that of all allies. It's increased the max values. This effect has been adjusted too. Yeah, they basically killed him too. So it just goes to show how good combat readiness is. Like, these units are not dead. They're still going to be better than a lot of other units. And it just shows how important combat readiness is. I can't even believe how many changes there are here. Butcher Corpse, yeah, I'm not going to read that. A bunch of other things here. Rod of Amaryllis, that's the one I was thinking of earlier that does the healing. When using a non-attack skill... Artifact skill effects have been adjusted so they are just applied to the ally with the lowest percentage of max health. Oh, so it went from lowest health to lowest percentage of max health. So if somebody had like 1,000 health but only had 1,500 HP, and somebody had 2,000 health but had 20,000 HP, it would heal the 2,000 or the 20,000 HP one. So that's a cool change. I'm not sure what I think about that. That's a weird change. But I'm glad they did. I can't even believe how much information is here, guys. Like, this is just the actual gong show of a video here. So we're getting a huge, wow, 43%. Okay, we've got some toys to play with today. That is a lot. I've got some Catalyst farming to do because Catalyst is going to be my block right now. That is insane. So level 5, third skill. 4 Molagoras before, 3 now. Oh my god. I'm so excited for that. Long story short, we're getting a ton of Molagora back, and we're gonna have a ton to use too. So I'm just gonna read a couple of these things here just to make sure there's nothing I'm super missing. There we go. This is something we're looking for. Defense increase effects will be reduced by 16%. The current defense increase effect has proven to be one of the most potent effects in all of our in-game content. It has drastically increased the sustainability of heroes and granted attack heroes more survivability than intended. I like this change a lot. When something is too good, you've got to do something about it, and defense buff was too good. Just so you know, like I think doing changes like this is a really good thing for the game. This made players prioritize heroes with defense effects, which restricted the variability of team compositions. This change will hope to encourage more dynamic team compositions that accommodate other enhanced effects. I really, really, really like that. Because, for example, you wouldn't generally, like when you need to tank something, you wouldn't generally bring in a tanky team. You would bring in somebody with defense buff, and that just doesn't make as much sense to me. So I'm glad they're doing that. We're also wow, okay, oh my god, this is so exciting. I thought this was going to be a 24-hour thing. The cost for unequipping equipment will temporarily go down to 0. In Summoners War, it was a 24-hour thing. This is going on until the 20th, so we get to play with our toys for a long time. This is one of my big complaints with gacha games, where they don't let you play with your toys. Let us play with our toys, and don't punish us at the start of a game. Like, maybe a couple months from now punish us, but don't punish us at the start of a game for something like this. I'm just so confused. There's not confused, there's so many things. Huche from the Labyrinth and Goblicus from Kiraban will no longer have Molagora Gora. Oh, that's because they're taking it out, right? A feature will be added that will allow players to trade 1 Molagora Gora for 25 Molagoras. That's just to get rid of them, I think. Jeez, there is so much stuff, guys. There is so much stuff. I don't even know what to say. I'm sure I missed so many things, but I've been talking and ranting and raving for so long, I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm sorry this was so disorganized. I'll try to have some more organized Epic 7 stuff coming soon, but for now, this was just such an overload of information, I didn't even know what to do. But we've got a small miracle coming, and I'm really excited because this looks like they're gonna design our entry area. This is one of the things I requested on stream, was to have the intro tavern covered in snow or something. Like, I really want to feel like it's Christmas. I want to hear sleigh bells. I want to hear a Christmas fire, a Yule log, or whatever it's called. I just want it to be Christmassy in my little area where my people are sitting. I want them to be sipping hot chocolate and eggnog, and I want Araminta to be spiking her eggnog, you know, and I really hope they do that for this game. It's not too much of a extra effort on their part, and it just makes the whole experience of the game make you feel like Christmas. You want it to feel like Christmas when you log in. You don't want to log in on Christmas Day and get like 10 feathers or something like that. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe as always. I will be streaming this update today in 2 hours when it's supposed to be up, but probably 6 hours when it actually does get up. So have a wonderful day. I'll see y'all later. Thank you so much, and I'm sorry for the mishmashed video, but I hope you enjoyed me raving about this. And let me know in the comments below what I missed, because I'm sure I missed some pretty big things here because there was just so many things. I also have 2 more windows open. We'll read those after. I've done enough. I can't talk anymore. Bye, everybody.